Hey everybody, welcome back to QOTD, the Question of the Day Show. This is the game show that lets you be on the air, and you can join us on the air by recording your video answers to our awesome daily questions. Here we are finally at the Big Show. The Big Show is the culmination of an entire week of daily questions, right? It's a weekly show, so there's 7 questions, one for every day, and you guys have really done yourselves proud by recording some really awesome answers to all of these things. And today in the show, we're going to go through each of the questions, the best answers recorded by you as you've determined through your own votes and star shooting and all the other things that you can do here on YouTube or on Twitch or even on BeOnTheAir.com. We take all of that into account in selecting the people who are going to be on the show. And then finally, as we go through it today, we're all going to vote. And then whichever answers are voted the very best will make it to the final round where they can become our champion of the week. It's very, very exciting. As you can tell from my voice, I'm trying to keep my voice down because I tend to blow it out and then I have nothing for later. I'm saving it for the first question. So speaking of the first question, what happened this week, right? Did we have questions, answers, themes, events? How did the whole thing come together? Trish, tell us all about it.
Well, the whole thing came together because we're celebrating the crazy Sturgis Motorcycle Rally in South Dakota. And that's kind of a big deal for us here in America. So we thought that it would be really fun if we talked a little bit about arrests and embarrassments. So we're talking about everything from breaking the law to being bad in bed.
Yes, I like to think of myself like a 1%er in bed. It's... It's one of those combinations of things.
Oh my God, not a 1%er.
So I guess that we should just dig right into it, because as we go through these questions, everybody in the audience is going to have a chance to vote. You're going to see blue buttons across the bottom of your screens, and that's your moment to vote. If you're watching us on YouTube or Twitch, just take a look. There are links in the chat that will open up the voting page that will enable you to go and rock it for all of us. So, JJ.
Wow. Yeah, let's get into the first question of the week, I guess. Exciting. Here we are.
Our first question was, tell us yours.
I don't remember this question, but I love it.
This has nothing to do with going to Sturgis. This kind of stuff doesn't go on there.
They don't have babies there?
No babies in Sturgis.
Those babies show up in April.
That's right.
It was a Sturgis pregnancy, yeah.
Can you imagine?
Exactly. Oh, well, yeah, please, that's never happened. But I'm the father of 4, so I have all kinds of tips and tricks. And this is sort of cool because we get to now share our communal knowledge and improve everybody's life. It's yet another service from QOTD, the Question of the Day Show, the only game show that lets you be on the air. So
True.
So this is going to be our chance. We're going to find out whether it works. Can we crowdsource wisdom, and figure out how to put babies to sleep? Because there's nothing worse than when you're listening to a crying baby, except when that crying baby is your own and you have to do something about it. So we're going to give you the hints.
Yes.
This was when I said bad in bed. This was exactly what I was talking about. This QOTD right here.
Precisely.
So, what's your secret of getting a baby to sleep? Well, simple answer really, isn't it? Nice big bottle of whiskey and a glass. Tell them to help themselves. I mean, why not? Right?
Yeah, so what do you give them, like a 12-year-old scotch, or you give them a 1-month-old scotch, like the cheap kind? And they don't take very much.
No.
That's a Sturgis kind of answer.
Keeping on theme.
Yes.
Okay, this is going to be rich coming from someone who doesn't have kids. But with my friends' kids, what I do is I just sing to them about random stuff in the room. And then I rub between their eyes like this. And that forces them to close their eyes. And babies don't understand English, okay? I just sing to them about random things like the painting on the wall or the broom by the door or something. And they fall asleep.
What a great answer. That certainly was. You don't even need to
The secret
rhyme.
to making your baby fall asleep is quite simple. All you gotta do is talk at it. monotone voice. Just ask it questions. Why are you doing this? Who do you think you are? Do you know that I need sleep too? The baby will be so confused as to why you're not matching its emotional state, and it will recognize your emotional unavailability as confusion. Confuse your babies to sleep is what I'm saying.
Guilt your newborn into a slumber. Perfect.
Yes. Whisper to it. Are you going to Sturgis?
Not just to get them to go to sleep, but the biggest baby life hack I have is don't have them. It's basically like there's a sleeping baby in my house at all times. It's fantastic.
I'm just going to come out and say it. I think that's cheating. That's not.
My hot tip is baby wearing. Strap that baby on. The closeness, the smell of you, the movement, everything just gives them a great sleep throughout the day, and you're hands-free, so you can get a lot done. Oh, you can get so much done hands-free. And the other best thing about it is if they're a bit colicky, the upright positioning that they're in all day, most of the day, or no, all day in my case, means that they sleep better at night. So that means you get a better sleep as well. So huzzah.
Huzzah. Yeah, no, we did the sling
Yeah.
for the good kids.
I've always thought that just make kids work out, before they go to bed. Make the baby do push-ups, sit-ups, maybe some jumping jacks if they can stand up. If they can't walk, make them hold their rattle over their head, a few times. Maybe you can exercise their arms.
Like kettlebells.
Kidding. There is no secret. You just get them up. You rock them and you freaking pray. That's it.
Done.
I'm telling you, I was doing show tunes.
Oh, show tunes is fun.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, listen, it is time to vote. There are blue buttons across the bottom of your screen, and they correspond to these people right here. Click on one of them to vote for your favorites. There are links in the chat. If you're on YouTube or Twitch, that will open up the voting page that will enable you to vote and send maybe Fifi Bill or London or Elijah or, Alexis, Tabitha, or Bartimaeus to the finals. Hey, this is a new question, isn't it?
I think we've done this one once before, actually. So this is a little reintroduction to, but it's an amazing question. It was very recently that we introduced it into the fold. Oh, we have a winner. Who is it going to be?
I got my phone. Bartimaeus has said,
Let's go.
no hope. That was he said, just forget it. Isn't it?
I think it was the former half of the answer that was the real winner. Get your baby swole.
If your baby is not bench pressing, I don't know what you're doing as a parent.
No, I remember when this came up during the week, and I was saying that crying is a baby workout. That's like the thing that they're really good at. And so the only way to make a baby stop crying is to let them cry.
Yes.
Because that's really all they can do. They can cry and wiggle their little feet around. And you get bored of that because you got to do your upper body workout too.
Exactly. Well, congratulations, Bartimaeus. I think now that we've gotten the cute little babies out of the way, I think it's time we get back to the crux of this week's theme, which is Sturgis Bad Boys.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you could travel back in time, what would you urge your younger self not to do?
Yeah, so this is a legit question.
Yeah.
It was like that day when my buddy said, "Oh, you gotta come meet my younger sister, Trish." I would be like, "I got something else to do." That would be my thing.
Urge your younger self not to meet me at that party. Is that right?
Exactly.
Liar.
Yeah.
No, I love this question. I think it's definitely the woulda, coulda, shouldas. That's a thing that occupies my mind, especially. My answer, I know we talked about Sturgis being biker boys and stuff like that. My answer is I wouldn't be such a weird middle schooler. Because I was the kid who was running through the hallways to get to class, fully it was the classroom was right next door. I was weaving through people, Top Gun Maverick. And if I could go back in time and just be you can walk. It's fine.
Can
Nothing's
I-
that important.
Can I please share a JJ middle school story?
Please.
So absolutely used to run and sprint through the hallways. But he was like a skinny kid with this, his head is the same size and has been for the last like 20 years. So it's this kid with this big head, this even bigger head of hair, and you could spot JJ as his hair would bounce throughout the hallway.
So look, what's the bad thing that came out of that? Why do you regret that? I mean, right now, like geekdom, and that's what it is, let's face it, is the coolest thing of all, right? So you were like planning for the future.
Exactly. Yeah, that's all. I was ahead of my time. Now the nerds rule and the cool kids drool.
Yeah,
You
no
were the
regrets.
head of your time.
Well, I think we have some really great answers coming in from fans. I think a lot of people are centering their answers in that middle school era. So let's see what people have to say.
If I could travel back in time and tell myself to not do something or do it differently, I would tell myself to not get married the first time to the wrong woman. Oh, I would save myself so much misery if I could just go back in time and do that.
Sorry for your pain, but
Why
thank
did
you.
he shush us?
Okay, so if I could travel back in time and tell myself not to do something, it would be to not overpluck my eyebrows. Thankfully, they grew back, but all throughout college, I overplucked them or I let them grow too bushy, and it was always just an issue. So I went abroad and it changed my life at 19, and all throughout abroad, sorry to be that girl, but all throughout abroad, I had literally no eyebrows. And I feel like I just missed a great opportunity to be my best self abroad because I had no eyebrows. And that is something I would tell myself not to do.
Okay,
Don't overpluck your eyebrows.
would we rather have overplucked our eyebrows or be in a bad first marriage?
Oh.
Eyebrows.
I would tell myself to not buy that $300 chair on Amazon that I never put together.
$300 chair or bad first marriage?
If I could travel back in time, I would tell myself to not have bought a car because I think that cars are really bad and that we need more sustainable options to travel.
She should not have read so much Thoreau, and she just enjoys it.
If I could go back in time, I would tell myself to never be afraid to take risks because if you don't believe in you, nobody else will.
This is why I love Crystal.
I know.
Thank you. She makes it positive.
If I could go back in time and tell myself not to do something, it would probably be to look to the left when I drove out in the traffic. Yeah, that insurance premium went up by a good amount because of that little slip up.
I'm sorry for your pain, but love is hat.
Oh, yeah.
VHS.
Could you read?
Yes. Yeah. Hey, everybody, it's time to vote. We're going to send one of these people to the final round. I don't know who it's going to be. They're all so good, but you're going to vote for them by clicking on the blue buttons on the bottom of your screen. If you're on YouTube or Twitch, there is a link in the chat. It'll open up the voting window and enable you to vote for one of these amazing answers. Is it going to be Brian, who regrets, that first marriage? Sonia, overplucked her eyebrows, so that's a quality problem. Chris bought the $300 chair, man. That late night Amazon shopping, you got to cut it out. Alicia regrets ever having a car. I don't know if everybody feels that way. Crystal's just she's just gonna own her own life, guys. Don't let anybody else tell you what to do. And it's gonna be Chris, the $300 gaming chair. We've all been there. But I kind of wish I had a better chair. I'm tempted to ignore his advice.
Yeah, no. I mean, looking at the chairs that you can get, I can see why one would be duped into getting a $300 chair because they're it has a cup holder, it has a built-in microphone, it has a toilet in the seat or something. Those chairs get big.
I want one.
Well, great answer, Chris. Congratulations. A very well-deserved win. Thank you for embarrassing yourself so that way we could enjoy it.
We'll see you in the final 7.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Well, I think we're on to the next question, so let's see what that has in store. Oh, it's about tattoos.
Oh, we want to know the story behind your tattoo. Tell us what your tattoo is and the meaning behind it.
So back to our last question. I got a tattoo. I have no regrets. I mean, was it the wisest thing I ever did? No, but at the time it was like amazingly significant to me. Do you guys have, a little ink?
No, I don't have any tattoos.
No.
I like them on other people. I don't think that it's me.
Thank God.
And I would end up getting something that nobody would see anyway, so it's just kind of dumb for me.
Almost nobody. Look, tattoos are not just about decoration. When you're doing it, you're sort of, I don't know, it's like you're taking on like a spirit animal, or you're memorializing something or someone that was so important to you that you want to have it forever. It's a super important decision. For me, I had a meaningful dream that I thought was going to shape the rest of my life, and I was marking that one down so I didn't forget it.
You were marking it down. You were inking it down.
I was inking it down.
Well, I think
everybody's like, "What do you got a tattoo of?" Don't worry about it. It's not important. It's stupid.
And hey, if you're really curious, I'm sure we've talked about it in a previous video. So just scroll
go into the archive.
Exactly, the famous QOTD archives.
It's an animal. I'll just say that. I'll leave it at that.
Spoiler. Well, I think we have some fellow ink masters amongst our fans, so let's see what they have to say and what their tattoos mean to them.
I have never got a tattoo, but if I was to get a tattoo, man, you already know what the tattoo would be of. You see right here, Steelers, man, every day for life. You already know what it is. It signifies to me, football, man, everything. And yeah, when you're having a bad day, man, just turn on a football game, help you get through the day. So yeah, if I got anything, that's what it would be. Get it done, baby, Steelers.
Who that player is that goes around? Sure.
Steelers Nation, baby.
Real simple story. When I was in high school, my best friend and I went to get tattoos. I got my name and she got her name. And at that time, we were probably just in love with ourselves and wanted the world to know who we were. Fast forward to now, I still want the world to know who I am, but it's more so if I get older and, lose my memory, I can look down and see my name and be like, oh, yeah, that's me. Or if I get lost or something and someone finds me, when they contact the police or whatever, they'll be like, hey, I see a name on a leg. Maybe this is who you're looking for.
Right. Hello, my name is Misha.
So I don't have a tattoo right now. I do really want to get one. I think they're fun. If I got one, it would probably be something really small, maybe like a little butterfly. Sounds very basic, but sounds cute, I guess. I think the reason that's keeping me from getting a tattoo is that I'm afraid I'm going to get it, and then a week later I'm going to be like, I hate it, get it off my skin. I just can totally see that happening. I'm a very impulsive person, so I am afraid that I'll make an impulsive tattoo decision and immediately hate it.
You got to think long and hard. That's for sure.
I could tell you why I got my tattoo, but I don't actually have one. So never got one. I never have any plans on getting one. I grew up with my granddad, and he has tattoos on his arms and all up and down his arms, and he regrets them big time. So I've always had that in the back of my head. I've never really had an interest in them. I mean, good luck to the people who want them. I have no problems with that, but they're not for me.
Your grandpa was just saying that. He loves his tattoos. He just doesn't want you to do it.
I personally have no tattoos, but if I were to get one, I'd probably get like a Bible scripture with like an Asian or Japanese language handwritten, because I find it really looks cool. And if I were to ever get a tattoo, I'd probably get something within those lines.
Gotta be careful though. Mistranslations.
Tell us why you got your tattoo and what it signifies to you. So I actually have a tattoo of my mum on me, who means a lot to me. She brought me into this world, and There's no one better in the world. So I got a tattoo of her face, as you can see there. Especially, I love the way it brings out her eyes and her smile.
So touching.
It's just beautiful. So that's my tattoo.
You're making a mockery of it all. Wow, guys. Who are we going to vote for here? J. Ross with his tattoo of TJ Watt, right? Misha? Rebecca, Patrick, Mishak, or Brendan with that lovely tattoo of his mum right there
I'm
on it.
surprised at how I think half of these guys actually don't have a tattoo. I feel like everyone in the world has a tattoo, but the 3 out of 4 of us.
It's because you notice all the people who have tattoos.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Tattoos.
Tattoos.
As we are
We're
now
just
learning to call
forgettable.
it. Exactly. You know, I mean, it's like you're handed your looks, right, for better or for worse, but this is something that you get to do yourself. I like it. I actually don't regret my to-do at all.
Nice. Yeah, no, I feel like it's like it means something to you at that time. Oh.
Mishak, he's going to go for a Japanese language Bible verse. I was thinking, you're just thinking about, like, what Bible verse would I do? That could be a question all by itself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, you know, Ariana Grande actually got a Bible scripture in another language. I think it was Japanese.
Okay, that's silly.
Yeah,
I mean-
no, that was a joke. She didn't. She tried to get a tattoo in Japanese, but there was a mistranslation. I think she got like charcoal grill tattooed on her accidentally. So
Which is
take a lesson
nice.
from her book.
You know,
Okay, charcoal grill.
I mean, if
Matthew
you really
12:11.
think about it, you know, you gotta really ponder. All right, well, Mishak Peters is going to the finals for our championship round. Let's see who else is going.
Yes, let's see. We got a new question coming up, and we are covering phone snooping.
Oh, is
I
it
gotta-
ever justifiable to snoop through someone else's phone? And have you ever done it?
We were just before the show. I was like chatting through this with my oldest son, or my youngest son rather, and my wife and I were both like, yeah, we never did it. We never did. It's tempting to want to do it, right? But we never did it because I felt like the communication and trust was more important than, like, you know, knowing like how much pot they're smoking.
Yeah. Yeah. I have the exact same mindset as you do. You know, if you want to know something, ask your kids. If they're not telling you the truth, still try to communicate, you know.
But there's like places where they could be going that you would want to know, right?
Yeah.
Hard drugs, or maybe they were hanging out with people that you weren't into, or doing things that were dangerous. Like, you would want to know, but hopefully you would know.
That's what
I'm
I was.
saying,
Yeah, I was gonna say, if your kid is doing hard drugs, I hope you would be able to tell by like their demeanor and how they're acting. You don't really need to snoop through the phone. I'll call my parents out because they did it to me, and when I have kids, never. I wasn't a bad kid at all. They would just see me complaining, being like, "Ugh, my parents are so annoying," and then they get mad at me. I was like, "Well."
Yeah, I just think that at any age you deserve, you know, people to respect your privacy. I think that your thoughts and your conversations are, you know, they're your own.
Yeah, but isn't it weird that like your parents can't see your phone, but Google can see everything?
But I don't
And
know
here.
Google.
You don't know Google, right? Google's not going to ground you.
Exactly.
Quite the opposite.
Exactly.
Very true, very true. Well, I think we have, as you can see, some very good thoughts on this debate. I think our fans do as well. So let's see what they have to say, and maybe we can come to an ultimate decision on this pressing topic.
I think it's important to go through someone's phone, like only in the event that either they're missing and you have their phone and you're trying to figure out where they are or what happened to them, or if you don't know them, but they were in some sort of accident or emergency situation and can't identify themselves to you. So I read this thing on the internet that says that you should always put your emergency contact, put what their relationship to you is in their name. So you could have like their name and then husband or partner or wife, or something like that. So that if you can't speak for yourself in some emergency situation, someone else can go through your phone, find them and call them. So yeah, I don't think snooping just to like try and get information out of someone is ever right. But in emergency instances like that, I think going through someone's phone can be super crucial.
And you guys watching the show Hijack? That's actually a plot point.
Is it ever justified to snoop through somebody's phone, and have you ever done it? I'd say in large part, no, you shouldn't really do this unless there's like a really good reason why. You know, whether you think someone's in danger, you know, I guess if you guys have that kind of relationship where you have open phones with each other, I guess then that would be another point. Have I done it? Yeah, a couple times, and I think they were pretty reasonable circumstances, but you know, that's me saying it. So yeah, I'd say for the most part no, but in some gray areas, do it.
Your kid comes home with like tattoo sleeves.
Your kid goes to the Sturgis Motorcycle Festival.
Right.
I think snooping through someone's phone can be justified depending on the situation. For example, I'm throwing my mother a surprise 60th birthday party, and I just did a quick little peep through her messages to be sure that nobody mentioned the party when I texted her for her birthday.
She wanted to get mad at someone.
I think that's too far.
It is probably justified some point going through someone's phone. Can't say that I've done it. I just don't care enough. I don't know. It's probably why I'm still single.
That's hilarious. He's like, whatever.
Is it ever justified to look through someone's phone? I mean, look. Me? Would I do it? Absolutely not. I think it's invasion of privacy. Your phone's like your personal diary these days. It stores all your conversation. It's even worse because it stores every conversation you have ever. You know everything about someone looking through their phone. Almost guaranteed. So would I do it? Absolutely not. No, we should not do that. No.
No.
I'm only saying it's not justified because I don't want people looking at my phone. What's on my phone is for my phone and me only. And have I ever done it? Probably. Will I ever do it again? Maybe. Yeah.
You know what? That's so real. Like, it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. But the opposite. Yeah, rules for thee and not for me.
I love the honesty.
All right. Very important question of grand social import. Let's vote for the answer that you think is best. Maybe it's someone who was entertaining or you agree with, or the one that you thought was most informative or brought a new insight to the problem. Go ahead and vote for them by clicking the blue button on the bottom of your screen if you're on Twitch or YouTube. There are links in the chat, and you can click on those links to open up the voting screen and then vote for one of these amazing answers. We had a lot of maybes, and 2 definitely nots, and 1 you definitely not, me sometimes. Ill options. That's why he's called Ill Options. Hawkeye said it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Could happen.
He said that he did it, but that he felt like it was reasonable circumstances, is what he said, and so he gets a pass.
I would love some details, to be honest, but that's just me. What do they call it? Rubbernecking? Like, I just want to go and see that accident.
Yeah.
Oh, being greedy for the drama, which I agree though. I want to know more details about it.
But
anyway, forgot the clause. If it's in service of the plot, then all is welcome.
That's exactly it. Yeah, the amount of things that I do for the plot, even if they're a little bit dramatic, maybe not the smartest, but I'm like, it'll be fun to tell other people the story. Well, I think we can continue these fun vibes. Congratulations, Hake. You are going to our finals, which are coming up, I think, in a couple of questions. I think let us see what the next question has in store. And it is... ticket talking.
Oh boy. Have you ever talked your way out of a traffic ticket? And if so, what'd you do to get out of it? This is such an interesting question. I did a little bit of research on this because For myself, I've been pulled over many times. I've only had one ticket, and it was literally 25 years ago, I think. But I don't try to talk my way out of tickets, but I am super friendly. I have my hands on the wheel, the windows down before he walks up. I got everything ready. And I always just feel like if you smile and if you're honest, the last time I got pulled over, he asked me if I knew what I was doing. And I was like, absolutely, my bad. But when I did research online, they said, don't ever admit to anything. So if they say, do you know why I pulled you over? You're supposed to say, no, I have no idea. And that is just counterintuitive to me because I do think honesty is the best policy. Why am I going to waste your time? You're going to sit here and have to explain to me when I knew exactly what I did. So I don't know what it works for me, but apparently the internet says don't do it.
Yeah. And don't claim that you're a sovereign citizen. That's also bad.
Oh, good to know. These all make sense. Yeah, with the honesty thing, it's like, you know, if they didn't see you and they didn't know why they pulled you over, they wouldn't have pulled you over. So I guess honesty, you know, it makes logical sense.
Unless you really don't know, I guess. Then you could say, I have no idea.
I will say that happened to my mom. I think the officer thought that she was on her phone, but she's like, no, I was just pulling up like my coffee or I was holding my coffee in my hand or something like that. But I mean, yeah.
Oh no, I always know why I'm being pulled over. I know exactly why.
You're doing 90 and a 35. I have no idea.
But you've been able to successfully talk your way out, it sounds like, many times, Trish.
Many, many times. Yeah, I'm
Reid
super friendly, super nice, super cool.
Reid, have you ever talked your way out of a ticket?
I've never gotten a ticket.
You've never been pulled over?
No, I have been working where I was kind of responsible for the car and they gave a parking ticket and I like turned the car on to be like, no, I'm about to leave. But they didn't care, yeah.
No, it's like when you see those sirens coming on behind you, your heart stops. It really does. How about you, JJ?
I also haven't gotten a ticket. I've come very close before. Also a lot of parking tickets, but I think I explained a lot in the reveal video for that, how I've sort of how I've dealt with parking tickets. But one time I accidentally ran a red light right in front of a cop car, and I thought I was gonna get pulled over, but I think it was close enough to being yellow that they just sort of passed by me, and I was like, okay, cool.
It was orange.
Exactly. It was like a blood orange, you know? Well, I think we have some fans coming up, so let's see what they have to say and what tips they have for us viewers.
So if I were ever to get pulled over and get a ticket, me and my family have actually planned this. So if we were all in the same car, we would just blame it on the female that was in the car or me and say we were pregnant, and hopefully they'll let us off the hook. We'll say that we were giving birth at the moment and that we needed to go now to the hospital. So
I think you got to save that one if you're going really fast.
Oh my god!
You don't pull that one out if you're going 35 and a 30.
The one time I ever got a ticket, I was 17 and I was so scared that I just started crying a lot. Still got the ticket, very traumatizing. So since then I have just been super careful on the road. So I don't think that I would know how to talk my way out of one.
She doesn't look like the crying sort, does she?
No.
I've never talked my way out of a ticket before. I mean, there have been cops who literally just wanted to give me a warning, and people who just wanted to just give me a ticket. But this one time, I blew a stop sign, but it wasn't a real stop sign. It was it was on the ground. It had fallen over so no one could see it. So it was not a real stop sign. It just wasn't there because it was on the ground. And then I got pulled over, and then the guy was yelling at me for not stopping at the stop sign, but I was it's on the ground. I don't know, I can't see it, it's on the ground. And then I almost didn't get out of that, but luckily he got called on his walkie, and he had to leave the scene, so I got away with it, blowing a stop sign that was on the ground.
She would have gotten off. You would have won that one, Joe.
Oh, easily. No contest.
Now, I know I don't have the assets to be able to talk myself out of every ticket, That's not real. But I did talk my way out of a ticket once. I mean, just by being nice and be like, oh, did I go that fast, officer? You know, something like that. Most of it is just being nice and saying, I won't do it next time, and being polite. But sometimes you can't get away with that kind of thing.
No
I'm gonna let that go.
This actually happened like 3 days ago. I get pulled over because I just got a new car and the license plate in the back wasn't screwed on because we didn't have the right screws for it. So I get pulled over and I had just gotten In and Out and I just talked about In and Out the entire time. I talked about my burger, talked about my fries, and they loved it. They ate that up, not literally because that was my burger, but yeah, no. I got away because they enjoyed me talking about burgers. It was kind of depressing that the police really just let me get away because of burgers.
It's like a Tarantino movie. May I have a bite of your delicious looking burger?
When I talked my way out of a ticket, I was going 90 and a 70, a total no-no. I was rushing home from college to see my girl, and the way I talked my way out of it is I said I was going to a funeral. I know it's so bad, but hey, look, you gotta do what you gotta do when the ticket time comes. You don't want to pay it. Don't do it.
The things we do for love.
Well, many good answers here. It's time for us to vote. We have to pick one. I don't know why. It's because it's a game show, right? We got to pick one. So, Stephanie, Phoebe, Elsa the Joe, all you Zach A are ill options. Boy, there are some bad drivers out there. They're getting tickets, but sometimes they can chit-chat their way out. And, you know, I don't want to, like, slander all you but he's talking about, essentially he was implying that women can talk their way out of tickets, but from these stories, it was the guys who were successful in talking their way out of tickets, if you are keeping count.
Good point. Yeah, no, I think a very interesting breakdown. Some interesting methods for sure. We got funeral.
The liar.
One and out.
Do what you gotta do.
It's a dog eat dog world out there. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
It is kill or be killed.
Ticket or be ticketed.
He went exactly against my advice. Exactly. I'm like, just be honest, be cool. He's like, oh, I just light my pants off.
I'm late for my grandmother's funeral. He should be ashamed. Ashamed. Yeah. Well, that's what it takes. All right. So where are we in this whole narrative structure we call a game show, JJ?
Ooh, I think we have, if my calculations are correct, if you carry the one and then you add the two, I think we have 2 more questions. So the finale is inching closer and closer, and you will see ill options there. But let's see what next topic we're covering. Soulmates.
Yeah, this is a deep one. We wanted to know, do you believe in soulmates? Do you believe that every person has that special someone who is literally the one out there?
You know, this is a super popular question. We've had an amazing amount of response to this one. I guess we should have been able to guess that, right? Because it really is one that everybody thinks about at some point or time, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, it's like, I feel like especially when I was younger, I was always thinking about when am I going to meet that person? So yeah, it's a very good question though. And a lot of different, also though, I think the fans have a lot of different ways that they took it. So I'm very excited for these answers.
Yeah. Happens to be on 4 legs. That's okay too.
Yeah, exactly. Soulmates, it doesn't have to be a romantic thing. It can be, your friend or anyone.
Yeah, just somebody that gets you on a literally a molecular level.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so sweet. Well, I think we have some very nice answers coming in from fans. So let's see what they have to say, and let's settle this once and for all.
I do believe that everyone will find a soulmate. It might take time, but I believe that there is someone out there who is perfect for a person. Again, it might take a while before you find them or before they find you, but I do believe ultimately, in the end, it does and will happen.
Love wins.
I actually don't really believe in soulmates, because if soulmates existed,
that would mean that we didn't have the free will to choose who our partner or partners are going to be. I don't believe we're locked to one other individual. I believe that we have the option to choose the person who we want to be with and to choose to love them. Not that we end up with a partner and then, our soulmate is on the other end of the world and we never have a chance to be with them. I think we have the free will to choose to love someone and be in a relationship with them.
And there's a shocking number of people I know who are in relationships with some of them during freshman week.
I absolutely believe in soulmates. I believe that we all come to this earth with a purpose, especially to find that one person that suits us, that understands us, that doesn't necessarily need to say anything, but that just know who you are and how to support you and how to love you the way you're supposed to be loved. So definitely believe in soulmates, and everybody on this earth has someone somewhere waiting for them. We're just waiting to meet them.
I think that speaks to the definition of soulmates, just people who
I do believe in soulmates. I think everyone has a person who they're meant to be with. I think that not everyone really finds their soulmate, I think that's a hard thing to find, but everyone has someone who is just their perfect fit, who is the better half of them, Yeah.
That's quite a take.
It's sad, but makes sense.
I personally think there isn't a soulmate necessarily, but I know there's a lot of people that do believe in that type of stuff. I'm not really sure, but it's a cool idea, I think.
Yeah, he's like, I just think it's neat.
Yeah, it's good content.
Do I believe in soulmates? As a hopeless romantic, I want to say yes, but I also do believe that there are people that are meant to be in your life and teach you things. So I think you can have a couple soulmates, or just people that were really meant to be, a love in your life.
See, I think that's what we were kind of alluding to earlier. It's like the definition of a soulmate, it can be romantic, but anyone can be a soulmate as long as you feel like it's a special sort of person in your life.
My boss is my soulmate.
Yeah. Oh.
Sniff. Guys, it's time for us to vote. Which answer is your soulmate? Which is the answer that really speaks to you? I gotta say that every time we talk about this question, I feel torn, because you want to believe in something like this, but it's also a little disappointing because I think Rihanna hit it, which is well, if you believe in a soulmate, then you got to believe that there's a possibility that you're not going to meet. And then, if you don't believe in it, then it's well, it really doesn't matter who you're with. Yeah. No, Rihanna, I think had a lot of wisdom in that. But you can find something very sort of affirming and optimistic in either answer. If you believe in soulmates, then obviously maybe you're destined to go and find that person. You always will ultimately find your soulmate, maybe, if you believe in destiny, right? But if you don't believe in soulmates, I guess that the answer is that you can make an ideal relationship through your own hard work and efforts and judgment and love. So there's a positive way to take both of them, but both points of view. Hopefully it's not a four-legged person.
Yes. No, a poetic and beautifully tragic answer for a very poetic and beautiful question. Very fair. Well, I think I did my calculations wrong. We actually now have 2 more questions. I forgot to take the exponent of the derivative. So now we have 2. Yes.
It's that common core.
Exactly, PEMDAS. Well, I think we have another amazing question coming up. So let's see what we're discussing. And it is bad habits.
Ooh. What is a habit that you have that's bad that you just can't break up with? And I'm going to tell you guys a little something about myself. And I know you know more than you probably should about me already, but I'm going to throw one more at you. Because I was thinking about this. I was like, I bite my nails. Like, I have all these little annoying habits. But really, my bad habit is that, I like to drink a little. So one thing that I do chronically is I drink a little and then I cut my toenails. Not well. It's not anything that I'm good at. It's not anything that I'm trained for. Also something you shouldn't do after a night out, but I can't help myself. You know, those people that do drugs and they pick at their face? I just go ham on my feet and I don't know why. It's the worst habit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're mangled. Yeah. You know, at QOTD, we tell.
I have 1,000 questions.
I have no answers. I don't know why I do it, and I know I shouldn't. And then I can't go and get a pedicure because I'm so embarrassed because they're going to be like, what did you do? And I'm going to be like, I know, again, right? Again. I don't know.
You walk in to just go, oh, you.
You again.
You again.
Who wants this one?
Just don't feel bad. If there is one thing we are going to learn from this question, it is that everyone has bad habits. Everyone has habits that they don't think are the best. So without further ado, let's get into some and let's see what people have to regret.
I pick my nails. I think so many people out there pick their nails. It runs in my family. My mom chews them down to the nub. I chew them down to the nub, and my kids also, I have noticed, chew them down to the nub. So, yeah, it's genetics. It falls in the family, and I have just not been able to shake it. So, to this day, still pick my fingernails.
When you're sober?
One last cup of coffee there, Sean.
Oh, probably my worst habit is chewing my nails. It's not that I can't give it up. It's just that it's a nervous habit. So whenever something abnormal happens in my life, it's, oh, there's my nails.
They're so tasty. That's why everybody does it, right? Because they're so delicious.
They have a good crunch. It's like hard candy.
Ice cream. Ice cream is a terrible habit. I love it. I have to say it. I love ice cream. I've loved ice cream ever since I was a child, but I can't get enough. That's why the minute I start, it's just like, it's just all downhill. So please, keep the Ben & Jerry's, the Haagen-Dazs. Keep it all away.
When I was younger, when I tell you a pint a night easily, I could just plow through them. It was so bad.
What's a bad habit you have that you just can't quit? Well, I did quit it for almost a year, but that's sugar. I am a dessert fiend. I love all things desserts. I have biggest sweet tooth, and it's just something I can't quit. I don't think it's the best for me, but it makes me feel good. If I don't have anything sweet during the whole day, I'll just be in a bad mood. So yeah, I definitely have a sweet tooth. I cannot quit sugar or dessert. They are my favorite.
A life without sweet treats is not a life I want to live.
So, I have a very bad habit that I smoke, and yeah, that's like basically the worst habit to have. So, but it's super hard for me to give up on that. But I'm very sure that I'm gonna quit it at some point. Yeah, I'm 100% sure of that.
Carlos, you can do it. It's a hard one. It's going to kill you. You got to do it.
Okay, so the bad habit that I have that I cannot quit is leaving cabinet doors open. Oh my gosh, I have tried to be a little more conscious about it, but whenever I'm cooking or whenever I'm in the kitchen, I just open the cabinet door or I'll open the dishwasher and I'll just walk away and not shut them. And I know it's bad and I can't stop.
Oh, that hurts.
This is the opposite of what Carlos. Somebody's going to kill you. So you got to have to cut that one out. All right, everybody, it's time to vote. This will be a good habit, which is to vote and express your opinion about which you think was the most interesting answer to what is the bad habit that you just can't break up with, as Trish says. Sean, Sherelle, Brad, Manila, Carlos, or Niva. Man, Let's give them some encouragement by sending some votes their way. If you are on YouTube or Twitch, there is a link in the chat that will open up the voting window, and you can vote for them, and your votes get registered like right away. Wow. It's an amazing technological habit.
Yes.
I don't know exactly. You don't call that a habit, do you?
I like a feat.
Yeah, it's an accomplishment to achieve, like quitting smoking. So Chanel, another one of those nail biters, just like
Lots
this
of
whole
nail biters.
round. Yeah, there was a lot of that. Well, I have to admit, I'm a nail biter too. I do have to say.
I know. I thought everybody would quit biting their nails after COVID because, like, we all learned about chronically washing our hands and sanitizing and things like that and keeping your fingers away from your face. But everybody just went right back to it.
I don't know what to say. I should wear gloves. We should all wear gloves, so that's my opinion.
If Carlos
they're
quit
fashionable.
smoking, Keith will quit biting his nails.
Yeah, I'm gonna put duct tape across them. Is it? You know what? If there was enough money on it, I would do it.
Yes.
But they
we
make
start
fingerless gloves.
Oh, yeah.
Right. But you know, the problem with fingerless gloves is then you have to talk with a Cockney accent. Hello, Governor. Notice me gloves.
You have to start sweeping chimneys.
Well, I think we have a really good answer. Really good question. This is actually, if I'm not mistaken, this is a new question for the week, isn't it?
This is a brand new question for the week. And you know what that means?
Money, money.
Money, money. That's right. One of these guys has already won $25. And if they take the whole shebang here at the Big Show, they're going to win an additional $100.
That'd be Chanel.
Oh, it's going to be Chanel. I hope.
Well, she got the $25. We'll see what happens in the finals.
Yes. Well, speaking of new questions, I believe we have another one coming up. It's the last question before the championship. Oh,
or
never mind. Or it's the championship.
I was gonna say your math seemed a little bit off, but I didn't want to question you. I thought you were the expert.
Hey,
somebody had a bad habit, and it's either Reid for not questioning JJ or JJ for not, I don't know, the math thing.
I was a comp sci major, never said I was a math major.
so different. Yeah, numbers are letters' tricky friends, as we like to say here on the QOTD show. Well, so it is the final round, and what this means is that we are going to recap the 7 questions that we've gone through today, listening to the answer that y'all voted for and picked as your favorite, and then we're going to do a final vote and pick the champion of the week. I'm very excited. Let's hit it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get into it.
I've always thought that just make kids work out, before they go to bed. Make the baby do push-ups, sit-ups, maybe some jumping jacks if they can stand up. If they can't walk, make them hold their rattle over their head, a few times. Maybe you can exercise their arms. Kidding. There is no secret. You just get them up. You rock them and you freaking pray. That's it.
Artemis is answering the question. Do you have a tip on how to make a babe fall asleep?
Oh, probably my worst habit is chewing my nails. It's not that I can't give it up, it's just that it's a nervous habit. So whenever something abnormal happens in my life, it's, oh, there's my nails.
Chanel's answering the question. What's a bad habit that you have that you just can't break?
I would tell myself to not buy that $300 chair on Amazon that I never put together.
Gotta read the reviews, Chris. Chris is answering the question. If you could take a time machine back into the past and tell your younger self not to do something, what would you tell her?
I have no tattoos, but if I were to get one, I'd probably get like a Bible scripture with like an Asian or Japanese language handwriting, because I find it really looks cool. And if I were to ever get a tattoo, I'd probably get something within those lines.
Yeah, in the beginning, Mishak was answering the question. Tell us about your
Is it ever
tattoo.
justified to snoop through somebody's phone, and have you ever done it? I'd say in large part, no, you shouldn't really do this unless there's like a really good reason why. Whether you think someone's in danger, I guess if you guys have that kind of relationship where you have open phones with each other, I guess then that would be another point. Have I done it? Yeah, a couple times, and I think they were pretty reasonable circumstances, but that's me saying it. So yeah, I'd say for the most part no, but in some gray areas, do it.
Yeah, Hockey's answering the question. Is there ever an excuse to like snooping somebody's phone?
When I talked my way out of a ticket, I was going 90 and a 70, total no-no. I was rushing home from college to see my girl, and the way I talked my way out of it is I said I was going to a funeral. I know it's so bad, but hey, look, you got to do what you got to do when the ticket time comes. You don't want to pay it. Don't do it.
So Options is answering the question. Tell us about a time that you talked your way out of a ticket.
I do believe in soulmates. I think everyone has a person who they're meant to be with. I think that not everyone really finds their soulmate, I think that's a hard thing to find, but everyone has someone who is just their perfect fit, who is the better half of them, Yeah.
Rihanna's answering the question. Soulmates. Do you believe there's a person out there who is made just for you? But I mean, we'll talk about this later. Guys, it's time for us to vote and pick our champion of the week. There are 7 buttons across the bottom of your screen. Click on one of those buttons and let's send someone to the championship throne. So if you are watching us on YouTube or Twitch, then what you can do is look at the link that's inside the chat, and that'll open up the voting window, and you can vote for one of these amazing fan answers to one of our questions of the week. These are all the semifinalists. Little Options. So now he gets to the end of this thing. He talked his way out of his ticket. He got there to see his girl. I hope the whole weekend was worth it.
It was, because he's our weekly champion.
That's right. If it wasn't then, it is now. Well, congratulations, Ill Options, with an awesome answer. Totally deserved. So we are here at the end of the week. We have gone through each question of the day, obviously. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. There's 7 questions. And now that we're at the end of the week, we are kicking our way into a new week with new questions and hopefully a theme that all ties together with a beautiful bow. Trish, is there some kind of overarching narrative that brings together this week's QOTDs?
There is. This week we are celebrating the UEFA Super Cup qualifying games. And so for all our fans outside of America, hey, you should get on YouTube and let us know who we should be rooting for. This week's theme in honor of that is skills and thrills.
I have questions. So is this country-based? Are we rooting for a country, or is this club-based where, we got to be rooting for, Man U or something like that?
Exactly. Yeah, it's club-based.
Club-based. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
my future son-in-law, he's a big supporter of Chelsea, I think. So I don't know whether or not they made it to the UEFH, but if they did, then I guess I kind of got to go and put on one of those blue scarves.
Yep. Well, this is the week we're gonna start paying attention to that, and like I said, fans, hit us up, let us know.
Yeah, we need advice here, and we will go and magnify your answer across the internet to our 830,000 subscribers. So give us a ring. That actually kind of ties into my next point here, which is that if you enjoy your QOTD, you can say thank you by sharing, liking, subscribing, or if you're on YouTube, go ahead and click that thanks button and send us a little bit of love, and we will definitely appreciate it by giving you a shout out on the air. Yes. So, we're at the no further ado point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, without further ado, we are QOTD and BeOnTheAir.com signing off, and we will see you all on TV.
Congratulations,
Bye.
everybody.
Yes, congratulations. Bye, everyone.